Hi guys, my name is Jane Lazenby. I'm an equine portrait fine art photographer from Yorkshire, and I'm here today. I've got a little video for you, and I'm wanting to introduce some new fine art Photoshop actions, some amazing fairy tale Photoshop creations by Anjelica Hyde in collaboration with myself. We've had our heads together and we've created some really quite beautiful colour tones for you to apply to your images to give that fairy tale and magical element. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you to my image. It's natural light and it's a workshop image from last year. It's Catherine Pickering riding the stallion Ockle from Atkinson Action Horses. And we've got a beautiful soft background. We've got a nice distance between her at the top of the hill and the woodland, but there's still a lot of green. And I've got my green and red complementary going, and I think the green's winning the battle. So what Anjelica produced a couple of years ago, which I've used a lot of in my work, is the desaturate leaves action, which just helps to cut some of the yellow out of the green. So as a starter with this image, I'm going to use that. So just let me explain a little bit about what an action is. An action is a collection of different elements of editing, different pieces of editing all put together. And an action's almost like a little video recording of all of these elements that act on each image. So when I've clicked here on the top right of desaturate leaves, I press the play button and all of these different elements play. And then it sort of comes into a nice little neat group with a mask, and you'll see the change in the image. So I'm going to just turn off the layer. This was my before image, and then this is my after image. So I've got a pleasing sort of purple tone and some beautiful sort of luscious dark mauves coming in. And again here I can almost see nice lilacs coming through where I was just getting some faded greens. My foreground, nearly all of that zing has gone from the green, yet I've still retained the detail. Now I do enjoy working with her actions because they don't take out that element of detail. They don't bleach out and remove areas. And I've got a mask on, so I've got a white mask. I'm going to go into my brush tool. I'm going to put a black brush just over a few elements just to lighten them. I do like what the desaturate leaves does to skin, so I'm not brushing this off the face, but I'm just taking a little bit off some of the elements of our horse and that lovely red jacket. So now I'm ready to run some of the other actions. So we've got an equine collection, Mystical Equine. We've got Pegasus, Silver Bromby, Bucephalus and Black Beauty. Now each one has a different effect, a different colorizing effect. So I'm going to start with Pegasus. So I just click on Pegasus and I just click on the run, and here we go. Quite a strong effect, but what I love to do is sort of take that 100% and then bring a little bit down until I feel my background sits nicely. And now I'm going to go to work on that mask. So again, I'm going to go for a black brush. Black will take out against a white mask. I'm going to just lighten a little bit in the hair. I'm going to take through, and I'm on a low opacity brush, so you can hear me clicking away. I prefer to multiple click than just to do one. Just going to lighten our horse a little. I'm going to go a little bigger, and I'm just going to take out a little bit of light up at the top. So I've got the feeling of the light coming down onto our rider's face. I'm going to just lighten a little bit of that shadow down here where the back legs are. And that could be it. That could be the finish point. What we've created is a softness with the greens, and immediately it's got more of a sort of emotional content, more of an atmospheric content. And I just do like that element of storytelling. So straight away I'm going to now start to look to pick up some more detail within the horse and maybe push back some of these trees. But we're here to look at the whole set. So I'm going to turn off Pegasus. We're back to just our desaturation of leaves. I'm clicking on Silver Bromby. So let's see what this does. So very different. I've got some beautiful pinks. My green is much lighter. I've got quite a wonderful background. My skin is still good. But I'm going to open this one up. So I'm just going to click on the arrow and I've got all of the elements here. And you'll see the eyes at the edge of each layer, and I can turn the eye off and on. So I can actually customize each of these actions by going through any little elements that I may want to change or take out or even double up. So I can create something that is exactly what I want. Now I enjoyed that one. I clicked and I got more of a dullness in the background. So each one will act a little different. I'm going to go on to that mask and I'm going to exploit that and just allow this tree to lose a little bit of that pink tone. I'm just going to come here and just take a little bit out there as well. I'll look at the next level. Now I do like that green coming in. I do prefer the purple, so I can make a decision with every layer. And again, each image that you'll have will have different colours in, it'll have different lighting, you'll have different issues maybe that you're wanting to fix. So I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to close that one back up, and that one is Silver Bromby. So I'm going to just turn that off and let's have a look at our next one, Bucephalus. Let's see what this does. You can see it working away on the right hand side, and I've got a lovely matte density to the woodland now. I've really got quite a change to the grass as well. I've lost a little bit of my horse, so I'm going to go onto the mask and just click through, go onto my black brush, come down a little, and I'm just going to take a little bit off my horse so that my horse can come forward and away from the background. You'll see I'm actually taking off quite a bit of that lovely purple colour, so I may need to just soften through and make sure that I colour match my foreground with my background. But the skin is beautiful, how it's colour toned, and the horse is really starting to come forward. I'm going to zoom in just so I can do a better job with the masking. And this sort of lovely colour here gives me the idea that we could actually mask away some of the colour in the background and see what that brings us out as well. But it's quite beautiful, the purples. Anjelica knows me well with the colours that I absolutely adore working with. And I do like to pop one colour against another. It's not just all about seeing purple, but in a lot of my paintings I do tend to put a purple shadow through. So we've got a lot of options how we take these off, how strongly we use them, whether we remove them one element or not. And you'll see here I've taken a little bit much out, so I can just pop back, change the colour of the brush and just replace a little bit of that mask and make it that little bit more seamless. So I'm going to zoom out. Let's have a look. And I'm going to use the black brush very softly, and I'm going to go around some of the edges of the trees. So I'm going to come down with my opacity and I'm just going to do a light bit just to bring a little bit of movement back in some of these edges. So you don't have to rely on what a mask gives you. You can do what you want, you can put back in, take back out, you can give or take what the action has given you. Everything is adjustable. It's not like it's a Lightroom preset and you click and that is what you're getting. It's a chance to absolutely tailor make your image. So I'm quite happy with that. I like the little bit of the lighter green coming in, the green at the bottom. The red is popping. If you look over on the right, you'll see I've taken quite a lot of the action off the horse to bring the horse forward and away from that background. So let's say goodbye to Bucephalus. Let's have a look at Black Beauty. So I'm just going to click Black Beauty and click play. Wow. Now, if that isn't Black Beauty, well, what is? So first of all, I'm going to again just take in a little bit of the mask so I can bring back a little bit of the light in the horse. I'm on again a low opacity, and if you can see as I'm clicking, in fact I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see this a little easier. I'm only on 10%, so it's coming off very softly. The skin again's lovely. I've got a little flush in the cheek. I've not got to worry about taking these actions off the face because they react so well with the skin. I'm going to just go further up with my opacity and just really bring the horse's head away from the background. So I'm just going to replace a little bit there, go into my white. Again, I've got a little bit dark on the back, and that really is my photography rather than the actions. So I'm just going to uncover a little bit of where the leg is, where the tail comes in, the belly of the horse, just pull a little bit back. Come down the leg so I don't end up with a purple leg and a not purple horse. And let's pull back, let's see where we're at. Now, with taking some of the action away from the horse has sharpened up and he's coming towards us now. And the background is nicely pushed black. I do love this little soft flare, but I'm just going to have a little play with a very large soft brush. And I'm going to leave this woodland area here. I'm just going to have a little play down here and just bring a tiny little bit more colour back there. So she's going from the dark down and into the colour. I mean, what a wonderful collection this is. Just a real lovely chance to play at colour toning your images, and a fine art effect. It's not just something that's a little bit funky and you say it's fine art, but think of what story you want to tell and think of where do you want the viewer's eye to go and how do you want your colours to play out. Because this is a beautiful set. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing out with Anjelica Hyde and these actions. And if you want to pick any up, there is a special running at the moment, both on angelicahyde.com and in my Etsy shop, which is EJ Lazenby Fine Art. So I hope you've enjoyed playing out with these. This has been our fine art edit with Anjelica Hyde and Jane Lazenby. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found it useful and see you soon. Bye bye.